Was good, y'all. Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger. And as y'all can see, man, I hope y'all are having a great weekend. First things first, I just want to say thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to be a part of your day, but also have you in mind. And by the looks of the title and the screen, as y'all can tell, I'm going to go ahead and be showing y'all how to make the first ever two-way stretch glass cleaner, but we're going to be able to get big man contact dunks. Also, going to be able to dribble with a 70 ball handle. On top of all that, we are also going to be able to break ankles on this build with that shot creating takeover, which makes it even better all around. So man, before we get any further, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang Family RGF, go ahead and turn on post notifications, but also be sure to hit that like button, y'all. Can we go ahead and get 50 big likes on this banger? Be sure to share it with your family and friends. And now, let's go ahead and take it into the making of this build. Now, I told y'all the small forwards are what I used to do when it came to making builds with over 100 badges. Today, we are on a new start, new journey, and we're going to go ahead and start getting into the bigger men builds. So, I'm actually going to be going not with point guard, shooting guard, or small forward, but today it's going to be the power forward. Now, remember, you're going to be able to make some of these builds out of different positions. So if you find that you're able to make this build exactly or even better than what I'm showing y'all, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. But I'm telling y'all today, I got a very fire big man build for y'all. So when it comes down to the height, I'm going to go with 6'10". If you want to go lower or anything higher, you definitely can do so. When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 210. And then as for the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'3". Now that body shape, I'm telling y'all, a lot of people say that it does not matter, but if you want to get more and better help on defense, go ahead and pick the biggest one, which is going to be built, y'all. But now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these stats, and I'm telling y'all, just be sure to follow along exactly what I do here. So when it comes down to the finishing, remember I said we're going to be able to get the big man contact dunks, which means we're going to have some standing dunk on this build. So when it comes down to the standing dunk, put this at a 92. That's going to be the threshold for the contact dunks. Then the driving dunk going to be an 80, which is still really solid. And then when it comes down to the driving layup, this is going to be an 86, and the close shot is going to be a 73. Right there, we get 25 finishing badges, which is not bad at all. Now, when it comes down to the shooting, here is where things get even better. So that mid-range shot gonna go up to an 87. When it comes down to the three-pointer, put this to an 81, and already, as you can see, we get 27 shooting badges. Now, when it comes down to the free throw, I want to be able to take this build in any game mode. I'm not going to give y'all a build that's only going to be usable in one game mode. I'm going to give you one that's going to be usable in all. So as you can see, with that free throw being an essential factor of this build, what I'm going to go ahead and do is put this up to an 82. But if you feel like changing it up, you definitely can do so. But now let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. We're going to go with the ball handle of 70 and pass accuracy of 85. And right there, everything is going to be perfect. Now, if you want to, you can definitely throw some speed into the ball if you want to, but I feel like this is going to be the perfect setup because this kind of build is really going to be able to do everything that you need. Now, we're going to be able to get 17 playmaking badges right there, which is still really solid for a bigger type of build, which can be considered a big man at 6'10". Now, when it comes down to the defense, y'all, I'm going to go with an interior of 80, perimeter 75, steal 68, block 96, offensive rebound going to go up to an 83, and the defensive rebound is going to be an 82. Now, right here, I'm telling y'all, this is easily one of the better builds that you will be seeing, especially when it comes down to the defensive end. We get a good amount of Hall of Fame badges, but on top of all that, when you add all these badges together, we're going to be able to get 100 badges. Then also add in the +4 that you're going to be getting from winning the college championship, and also the extra badges that we're going to be unlocking from the season rewards. Now, onto the physicals, y'all. We're going to go with a maxed out speed of 75, acceleration 72, strength 55, vertical a 72, and the stamina is going to be a 90, y'all. Now just remember, if you feel like changing anything about this build, just please be sure to do so after you get the actual build name. That way you can make your own adjustments and then see what you have to keep in order to maintain the build name. But if you want to just go ahead and change anything right now, you definitely can do so. But I'm just telling y'all so that way you can at least keep the build name on top of all that. But when it comes down to it, 25, 27, 17, and 31, not a bad setup. But as you can see with these takeovers, we get the shot creating, sharpshooting, then we get the rim protecting, and also the glass cleaning. So really you have a huge variety of what this build is actually going to be able to do, especially when you consider the plus 10 of the attributes from the takeover that you pick. For me, since this is a bigger type of build, I would definitely say that I would have to recommend picking ankle breaking shots, y'all. That is going to be really overpowered, especially when you are the center for 3v3 or even the twos. You're really going to be able to ISO with this build, and really you are also going to be able to literally break ankles. Now the second takeover, we do have a pretty good block on this build, so I would recommend either paint intimidation or highly see the future takeover. Both of these are going to be a good option. It comes down to y'all. But as you can see, we have made the first ever 100 badge, and it is a two-way stretch glass cleaner build, y'all. I'm telling you, this is easily going to be one of the best meta builds that you're going to be seeing all year. Then we're going to go ahead and consider both takeovers that we got, which is going to add a plus 10 to our shooting as well as a plus 10 to our defense, y'all. So when it comes down to it, this build is going to get a huge boost off of that. But also remember, we're going to be able to buy boosts for every single category here, which is a plus 4 off rip. Then when we also are running with teammates that have floor general as well as defensive leader, both on Hall of Fame, another plus 4. So when it comes down to the shooting and defense, plus 18 in total. So let's go ahead and get into it right here. With that interior defense, you're pretty much going to have a 98, but pretty much a 99. Off rip, you're going to be able to get a 99 block. When it comes down to the offensive and defensive rebound, both of these will be 99. But when it comes down to the shooting, the mid-range and the three-pointer are both going to be able to hit 99 in takeover. But let's just go ahead and say you picked a different takeover than what I showed y'all. All you have to go ahead and do is put a plus 10 to whichever category you applied your takeover to, and from there, that is how you're going to go ahead and add it up. But now I'm going to go ahead, and since we went over the main stats on this build, let's just go ahead and get into the badges. Right here with the finishing, we got 25. So first I'm going to go with gold posterizer, gold rise up, silver fearless finisher, as well as limitless takeoff. And then for the very last couple of badges, these are really all based on preference, but for me, I would have to go with slithery finisher. On top of all that, if you want to go ahead and take the risk of taking away some of the badges and putting them into another one just so you could get it on Hall of Fame, you definitely can do it that way as well. Again, the more what that you get out of these builds, meaning the more you spread out your badges, I feel like that is really going to help some of you out. But just remember, if you want to go with a plain setup that you normally run with, that is always okay too. But now let's go ahead and get into these shooting badges. So right there, we have 25 for the finishing. Now we get 27 for the shooting. The very first one, which is going to be the most important, which is going to be Hot Zone Hunter on gold. We got 23 more remaining badges, so again, it really just comes down to what you want to do. For me, I'm going to go ahead and have to say that Hall of Fame Sniper is going to be a really good one. Also, Silver Deadeye, of course, you cannot forget about that. From there, I'm also going to go ahead and add in Catch and Shoot on silver or bronze. From there, also silver blinders as well as corner specialist, and then bronze volume shooter. Now, we got 7 more remaining badges, so another one that I would highly recommend, if you're going to go with a Hall of Fame badge, go ahead and try out Lucky number 7, y'all. That is going to be a really solid badge to try out, especially with the fact of the wealth that we get on this build. Really going to be a huge factor that plays a huge role. Now, if you want to spread the wealth, you can definitely do that. It just comes down to which badges you want to put on. Again, there is no right or wrong way to go about this. As long as you feel comfortable with the setup that you're doing, everything is going to work out. But now, when it comes down to the playmaking, I'm going to go with handles for days, triple threat juke, also unpluckable, and then tight handles as well. Now with these last 9, there are only so many different ways that you can go about it when it comes down to this specific setup and category. So for me, I would have to say that if you want to, If you're running with teammates, I would recommend Special Delivery and of course Bullet Passer as well as Bailout. But from here, I would also recommend Space Creator if you're doing more of a 1v1 type build, and then also if you want to, for these last couple of badges, you might as well go ahead and put on Bronze, Bailout as well as Bullet Passer, just so you're safe in whichever game mode that you go to. Whether you're running with teammates or not, everything is going to work out. But now, let's go ahead and get into the defensive badges. So for me, I'm going to go with Hustler on Hall of Fame. Now we still got a good amount of badges left over, so also go ahead and throw in Rebound Chaser on Silver, Gold, Rim Protector, then also you cannot forget about Interceptor. Chased on Artist can be set as well, and of course Intimidator. Now we got 4 more remaining badges, so the rest of the way it really comes down to preference and what you want to do. But if you feel like changing anything different of the setup than what I showed y'all, just go ahead and do it. The last one that I'm going to go with is going to be Box on Gold, and this is the final setup that I'm going to be running with when it comes down to this build. But also just remember, you can always make your own changes to this kind of build based off what you like more. And this is it right here. We get 31 defensive badges. Then when it comes down to the playmaking, we get 17, 27 for the shooting, and then to finish it off we get 25 finishing. Again, man, I just gotta say thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to just be a part of your lives and have you in mine as well. I just want you to know that I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for all the support that y'all have been giving me. Just know I'm going crazy this year. We're gonna go ahead and hit 10,000 big supporters by the end of this year. So man, with all that being said, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join the Rich Gang family, RGF, go ahead and turn on post notifications, man. But also, can we go ahead and get 50 likes on this banger? Be sure to share it with your family and friends. And last but not least, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.